venture to say that we might actually see more diverse participation and better cost management by making this change. And I think that this is something that maybe we do monitor and see, because we all know historically what we've received when we've sent out RFPs. So, I mean, I think that we have good exposure and a benchmark to say, are we seeing better, coming forward, or is there reason for concern that maybe we need to readdress it? I just think that we'll get more diversity if it's a little less formalized.
And I think you will. You will. And also, you probably have noticed the quality of what we put out here is significantly different since Cheryl's arrival, and we expect the same from our vendors. So.
I have one quick housekeeping question. 30.3, it says formal solicitations 25,000 or more. That should read 30,000, correct? Page 6.
Make sure.
You see 30.2.
So
30.3 is...
Well, that's the piece we're discussing now.
It says 30,000 in the
body,
body,
but it says
but yeah,
25,000 in the,
Right.
yeah, so that's
Okay.
housekeeping.
In the title.
So I said it's got to keep it consistent, that's all.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
What's the number?
And
Oh, you're in the title. I see what you're saying.
the title, page
Yes,
6,
sir.
30.3.
Thank you.
It's 25.
Okay, so for changes so far, we've got removing the sentence about the use of purchase orders are not required for small, are not required for small dollar purchases. That's on page 4. And making a fix from 30,000 to 25,000 on formal solicitations.
25?
So that's 25.
What?
25 to
In the
30.
title.
25 to 30.
Just in that
Is that
version.
Just in the title.
Just in the title.
But, I mean, Larry, are you okay with,
But I want to make sure
So
we're
would,
okay with
so
that.
the informal,
Yeah, that's what we have
quotes to be 25 or 30?
30.
30?
The body states
The
30.
title's incorrect.
The title was incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be 20. It's going to be 25 because
Yeah.
you're moving the
Well,
authority
that's
to 25.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
That's what,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I was
You're going to have to
saying.
move everything to 25.
Okay,
because
that's what I was
the
asking
authority,
really about
the authority is
clarification.
going to be 25.
Right.
So where it says in 30.3, 30,000,
Then you
it should
sold
say
me.
25.
So the,
Because then it's 5,000 less than the 30 then.
Well,
No, I get it.
I wouldn't be able to do 30 because
Right.
you're saying the max on the authority is 30, unless you're going to move the authority to 30.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
That extra 5,000 just pushed me into the okay camp.
Okay.
That and the argument that we will get more diverse. I
Think
do
you
think
will?
that, I mean, we have always had a problem getting some bids on things.
It's
People
not
don't.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're okay with leaving it at 30 and fixing the title?
I think
No?
you said 25.
25.
You sold on 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
we're dropping it to 25.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and Laura, how many respondents did we get to that cost of internal services study?
One.
One.
Same thing with
I sent it
finance.
to, I think, 8, and I got 1.
Yeah. Then that was,
And several, no thanks.
It's a lot. It's a big marketing effort.
All these sections then.
okay. Anybody else have any other questions?
But we need a, oh, sorry.
Well, if someone's making the motion and they want to say, I move we approve revised purchasing policy to include all city departments, including Gardner Energy, is probably the way that it ought to read, with the amendments
Right.
as previously noted type of thing.
So my
However,
question,
if somebody wants to wordsmith that, feel
One-
free, but it should sound something like that.
one last question before we go to a motion. If we approve this with the director's numbers and the city administrator, I'm assuming that's being dropped to 25, okay, for the maximum for city administrator and city, and anything over 25,000 be city council approval. And we state that this is going to be applicable to all departments, including Gardner Energy, then we are prepared then to manage the 25 to 40, $10,000 or more expenditures that are going to be coming to us now for approval, over about $10,000.
no more than 11 in 2012. And that was the most that you,
No, that's just between 10 and 20,000.
no, it's between 25 and 40,000, according to the numbers that you have on here.
So we'd only see anything that, was
Went
above
over
$25,000 because
Cheryl could approve things
Cheryl
that
can
are
approve
between 10
things
and 25.
that are between 10 and 25.
Okay.
Well, no, you're gonna see anything over 10, because
Correct.
director authority is 10.
It's 10.
That's correct, that's what I
And he
mentioned.
doesn't report to Cheryl.
And he,
That
did
is
right.
correct.
You're
So
gonna-
it's anything outside
over 10.
policy for the city.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So you're raising that a little bit, from 5 to 10. You'll
Okay.
still see anything that comes in over 10.
Which is almost what you were doing anyway with the administrator. You're seeing it's 5 less.
Well, wait a second. If it's over 10, then we still won't see it, right? 'Cause-
Yes, you will.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
You
We
won't-
will
you
see it
won't
from henceforth.
Because the way the ordinance is established is that Cheryl really doesn't have control
Right.
over her. So Bill's kind of the highest authority as far as the EV is concerned. So anything, if his authority is at 10,000, the next step is gonna be to the council.
Right.
That's just for Gardner.
And-
Just for
Energy.
Gardner Energy.
Oh, okay, but all the other directors,
You
Cheryl,
won't see it.
Right.
I would be approving them up to
Right.
25.
But
And
a couple of notes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt anybody. I'm going to recommend that this be adopted by ordinance rather than just by motion. This is something which is of more permanence than would be required for an informal motion. The other thing that I would say about if your intent is to apply this purchasing policy to Gardner Energy, keep in mind that there is a currently existing ordinance out there on the books which already establishes Gardner Energy's spending authority and their authority to expressly adopt their own purchasing policy. So if it's your intent that this purchasing policy would be equally applicable to Gardner Energy, then my recommendation would be that the ordinance that would be brought back to you would, and you don't have to touch the rest of the ordinance, but you would amend that provision of, I forget the...
2296.
2296.
There you go. That provision of the EUB ordinance, making clear that the city's purchasing policy is applicable to Gardner Energy expenditures,
Anyone-
if that's your desire.
Anyone else anyone have a problem with tabling this to the next council meeting so that the changes can be made and we can adopt it by ordinance?
I think that would be a wise move in this regard.
So we would have two basically actions in regards to this, the next meeting. We would have a proposal to repeal this portion of the 2296, amend it, and then the second would be to, or first would be to pass this as, okay.
Yeah,
We'd have to pass this first and then amend 2296 to be conformed.
okay. I'd certainly entertain a motion.
I move to table new business item number 2.
So I actually have a question at first, Brian, and this is probably for you. But if we do that, then does that alleviate this whole $10,000 to $25,000 range from Gardner Energy? Does that, I mean, because the structure, the organization structure on 2296 isn't going to be addressed by us saying that we want to adopt the city's purchasing policy. So do we still have that same gap where anything over $10,000 is going to still come to council for the EV?
Yeah.
That's correct.
And I'd have to go back and reread the purchasing policy here, but it's my understanding that those expenditures could be authorized by Cheryl. Now, whether she would feel comfortable in doing so, based upon information that she has, because she's not directly administering the EUV or any of their expenditures or background information, I don't know. So, she may want council approval for those expenditures, but it's my understanding of the policy, between 10 and 25, the administrator can authorize those.
But I think Councilwoman Harrison's saying that the current ordinance for AUB